went to university for film
Mm.
studies, the University of Regina, and took a course there. And I did a 6 minute short film called Journey Through Fear, in which I also used stop motion about my grandfather up in the north and him on his trap line and him finding or seeing, witnessing the the land is slowly getting smaller for his trap line. Uh, Dams, power lines, highways, really affected him. So
Mm.
that's what that little animation was about.
Hi, I'm Connor. I talk about everything and anything. Regarding Canadian stop motion shows or movies, we don't have a lot. We have Poco, but who likes Pogo? Who likes Pogo? Who talks about Pogo? We also have a show I remember called Wapos Bay. If I say that wrong, I'm sorry. I suck. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Wapos Bay. Wapos Bay. Wapos Bay.
Come visit Thunderbird to Wapos Bay.
It's about four kids who have adventures in a remote Cree community in northern Saskatchewan. Go Saskatchewan road road holders, hiders. I remember watching the show on APTN, which is the app, which I'm going to insert me saying what that stands for now. And we had Bell Satellite, and yes, Bell is named after Alexander Graham Bell, which is very cool. And I kind of want to make a video talking about Bell as a company but yeah, no, the main reason the show isn't well known in Canada is because it was just on a few networks. I think there was on a few native networks in the States, and it was on APTN, okay? And that's why it's not really well known. I just remember watching it because my dad liked it a little bit because it's stop motion and it's kind of cool and kind of funny. It's a funny show. It's good, okay? But yeah, I think that's one reason why the show isn't that well known. I think another reason why the show isn't that well known is because of when it came out. It came out in the early 2000s. First episode came out around around '05, '06, '07, around that time. And because of that, I do feel like not even if people talked about the show, and people did talk about the show, social media and other things weren't as well known. It wasn't as big, especially if it's a Canadian TV show. It takes a lot of work to get a Canadian TV show to be known. It takes a lot of work for people to remember the TV show. The only reason I remember this TV show is kind of when I was on that little TikTok app. They made a meme about the show, and I got hit with a wave of nostalgia, and I was like, oh yeah, that show. I remember that show. And now I'm here talking to you about it. Anyways, it takes a lot of work. I completely forgot about that show if it wasn't for that little meme. Okay. But hey, if you're Canadian, you can watch the show for free in English, French, and Cree on NFB, Natural Film Board of Canada, which will be linked down below. You get to watch stuff made in Canada. And I think you should support Canadian artists right now because it's hard to be one. It's hard to be a little Canadian artist because you go to the States and then people forget you're Canadian. Guys, if I become famous, don't make me famous. I'll do it too. I'll leave. I'll jump somewhere. I don't know. The one hard thing about NFB, Natural Film Board of Canada, is that the website is just kind of oddly designed. Like, I would click on the next episode thinking I found it after searching for it for a few minutes, and it's in French. And I'm like, tabarnak. Why would you do that? Tabarnak. Sorry. But yeah, no. If you want to watch Canadian media for free, it's available. You can also do CBC Gem. I watched a few of Schitt's Creek on there. You have you can support Canadian media if you want. You don't have to. You don't have to. But there's options. It's just badly designed and hard to navigate. But hey, that's Canadian. Okay, this is the worst thing I've probably done, the most creepiest thing I've ever done. Okay, so the man who created the show, Dennis Jackson, I couldn't find anything of him really talking about the show. I eventually did because I dug deeper. So I decided to, look around and see if he talks about how, he made the show and stuff. I couldn't find it, okay? And I know he probably made it. I just can't find it. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing. Because I'm Canadian. I'm fucking going to kill myself. I go on to Indeed. I type in his name and I find his name. But I have no way to communicate with him. What do you do in this situation? You buy or try out Indeed Premium and then forget about it for like a few months and now you don't have money. Here we go. You message him saying, hey, I'm making a thing I want to interview you about a show that you made a few years ago. I would love to talk to you. And then he does the interview. He did the interview. Are you guys curious why? You guys don't know where out there, the idea of the show, how he made the show. We're going to talk about it right now. But I want to show my reaction to the puppets first. So what got you into filmmaking, and what got you into filmmaking, if I can ask?
Well, it initially started in August 1977 when I saw Star Wars for the first time in the theaters. And yeah, and after that, it showed the making of on TV on how it did the effects and stop motion effects for the chessboard creatures and stuff like that. And so I begged and begged my mom and dad to get me a camera, a Super 8 camera.
Yeah.
With a single frame animation trigger on it. And then I bought a whole bunch of plasticine and trying to animate them, little creatures, little figures.
Yep.
And it worked. So that expressed my interest. And then just fooling around with that. And then eventually after high school, I went to university for film studies, the University of Regina, and took a course there. And I did a 6-minute short film called Journey Through Fear, in which I also used stop motion about my grandfather up in the north and him on his trap line and him finding or witnessing the land is slowly getting smaller for his trap line. Dams, power lines, highways, really affected him. So that's what that little animation was about. And in my final year, I made that film and submitted it for the Banff Television Festival, and it won an award with Telefilm Canada. And so that was my final year film that I did. And I got to go to Banff then and witness what that's about, the Banff Film Festival. And, did 4 years of film studies in which they tell you how to make films. The Banff Television Festival really opened my eyes on how you get things made, what you have to do. And that was a learning experience for me. And I just introduced myself as upcoming and met a lot of really good people. And that's where it started, really.
Yeah.
Got them interested in my show, Wapos Bay, which is based on that little 6-minute film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to be professional, but I'm fucking terrified, which is awful because this man took time out of his day to talk to this terrified 20-something kid who wants to work in film. He's really nice though. It was really nice of you to do that. I'm going to put in clips from the interview in the video, but the whole interview will be linked down below, as well as with other links I use for research, because yeah. If you compare the Wikipedia for Wapos Bay to the Wikipedia to Pollo, there's way more stuff on the Pollo side than there is on the Wapos Bay side, and that's upsetting, because this show is better than that. Pollo is basically just an annoying person who doesn't talk, and he has a fucking narrator in the background. I don't like that, because yeah, I get what's happening. I don't need a narrator to be like, oh, maybe you should do this. Like, shut up. Let your thing happen. Let your, I believed I finished the first season of Wapos Bay. Cannot say the word right. But what I thought was season 1 was most likely a combination of season 1, 2, maybe 3. I found out yesterday that they made 8 seasons of the show.
Locally produced Gemini award-winning TV series, Wapos Bay will be wrapping production on its 5th and final season. And while the studio was still buzzing with activity, the atmosphere wasn't as somber as one would expect. Creator Dennis Jackson understands and accepts the decision made by APTN.
The Aboriginal People's Television Network is a national network for Aboriginal people, but for all of Canadians, and so there's only a limited amount of resources to go around, and so...
Yeah, so there's 8 seasons of the show, so I'm assuming a season, due to the show being stop motion, a season could be from 5 to 8 episodes per season, so that's why, yeah. So yeah, if you go to Google and it says 1 season, that's a lie. In total, there are 32 episodes. So if anything, it should maybe be about 2 seasons. But unless you consider 1 season be 35 episodes, filmed throughout multiple years, for almost 5 years. And you're wondering the reason why the seasons are so short. It's because it's stop motion, and stop motion isn't easy. Stop motion takes a lot of time. Okay? It could take 9 months to make an episode. But yeah, no, you can definitely tell they're getting into the groove of the show, and yeah, I'm on season 2 now, and season 2 is funnier and a little bit more witty, but there's good qualities of the show, and you can see it when you get to certain episodes. An example of that is there's an episode where T-Bear and his friends, they go up to a fire tower, and then they get scared. Well, they don't all get scared. T-Bear gets scared, and then instead of climbing down, he stays up there, and his dad, Jacob, goes up into the fire tower, and then he also gets scared. But instead of telling everyone that him and his son are scared, they're up there to protest.
Mr. Morin, how long have you been holding this sit-in protest?
A few hours. I mean, actually, we've been here since yesterday afternoon, Lola.
And what are you protesting exactly?
Protest? Oh, yes, protest, sure. Well, my son Tom is here.
Call me T-Bear.
Well, he began the protest last night because of, the issues.
Protest for more fire towers in the area. Isn't that funny? It's a funny idea. And it works. And it does 2 things. It's a funny idea, and it brings awareness to fire towers and natural fires that happen in Canada. In the forests. I was curious, my review of season 1 from a few months ago. I'm going to put it in because I filmed it. Now. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not. But yeah, guys, season 2 is also really good. I really do love season 2. Like, I call it season 2. It's not season 2. It might be season 4, season 6, 7. I don't know how to divide it up. There might be lost media. We don't know. I do believe that National Film Board has all the episodes on there, but I don't know. This is why I want to make this video to just, make this show more known so we get more information about the show. Do you guys want to see the puppets? Okay, we're going to see the puppets. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, enjoy the puppets. You guys haven't left yet?
T-Bear. And there's the mushroom character. Cook 'em. So these are the stop motion puppets used. And you can tell if the wind is blowing, we could do that. They're all made to animate.
Yeah.
And the head comes off. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah. Oh, that's so neat. Oh, so
And it
cool.
goes on. So it always goes on the exact
Mm-hmm.
spot.
Mm-hmm. That's so, yeah.
And the hands all have wires in them, fingers.
So,
Very cool.
wow. Yeah. No, that's, yeah.
Of course, underneath it's foam
Mm-hmm.
bodies with a wire frame.
Mm-hmm. This is going to be just talking about characters from the show Wapos Bay. Okay, so the people of Wapos Bay, the main people that we follow throughout the show, what are they like? I'm going to start with the kids, namely because there's not a lot. There's not a lot to say. There's stuff to say. It's not as much. Okay, so I'm going to start with Talon just because Talon is kind of like the main character. Like he kind of main character. Okay, chill dude. First person asks, hey, maybe we shouldn't do that. He seems chill, kind of protective of his sister. He does some funny jokes. Chill dude. T-Bear is a sick dude. I really like him. Him and his dad have a very close bond, and whenever something happens between him and his dad, he kind of gets annoyed or upset, be it at its work or other things that get involved. Raven is Talon's younger sister, and you know how usually it's like an annoying sister trope. I feel like this is the opposite, where it's more of an annoying older brother trope. Like there's times where Raven would just be asked to do things. She's like, why? Why do I have to do it? Why can't you do it? She asks a lot of questions, namely because she is around 7, so it makes sense that she's curious. And she's not annoying. Okay. Devin is a kid who just has ADHD, and he just talks a lot about crazy things. He does, and he's funny, and he kind of gets into trouble low key, kind of. We meet his mom in one episode. His mom. It's funny. It's funny. She's like a walking saleswoman, just pyramid schemes, probably. So neat.
I hope I can do more Wapos Bay stories eventually.
Yeah. No, I hope so too. I feel like, because even like when I did stop motion, I was like, I had a little iPod Touch, and I just bought an app to do stop motion on my little iPod Touch. So it's so much easier now to do stop motion videos than it was like in the early 2000s or like even like 2010s area. So hopefully in the future, you have everything you need right now. So
Yeah. And if I ever did it again, I would do it traditional style. I'm right now you can get a software program that you can make to look like stop motion.
Right.
But that's cheating.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, what would be the traditional style to do a stop motion film? Because I don't know what that is, unfortunately. A traditional, it'd just be like that. Oh, I see. Oh, so you're saying like yeah. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, thank you again so much. I'm talking about season 2. This is me talking about season 2. Okay. I'm calling season 2-ish. It's not really season 2. It's more like season 4, but yeah, I'm calling this season 2, okay? Namely because you can see a shift between the first part and this part, okay? Because it gets funnier, writing gets better, and it looks nicer. Okay, now, episode recommendation. The hardest lesson it goes into T-Bear and his dad and talking about losing someone and what you can do to help with that. T-Bear lost his mom due to breast cancer, and his dad, Jacob, wears a pink shirt during Breast Cancer Awareness Week. And they have a good discussion about what you do to, keep her with you. Is that where my heart is? This is where my heart is. Yeah. And they go into a discussion about what he does. He gives money to breast cancer awareness, and he wears a pink shirt. And it's good. I like it. Raven's Power is a Raven focus episode, basically her taking all the women from Wapos Bay, and the men have to be like, oh man. Mother Earth talks about identity, native identity. I can't really get into that, but the episode talks about it, and it's pretty neat to see that point of view. Bay, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Pretty neat idea. They find native paintings on their cave, and there's people who are vandalizing with spray paint, and they have a discussion about that, and it's cool. I recommend it. It's good. Good story. Neat idea. The Wapos Bay Falcon is a black and white mystery, and it's funny. That's why I like it. But yeah, no, they have. I don't want to say there's more bangers in the second part of the show, but there's kind of more bangers in the second part of the show. There are good episodes in the first half of the show, as mentioned when I talked about the first half. But I could go back and watch them again. Okay.
When at the year after I graduated, the Television Northern Canada was what it was called, which was way up north, and it delivered TV to Northerners. And they were just starting to get off the ground, the Aboriginal People's Television Network. Mm-hmm. So I met with them and proposed, based on my short film. The short film was about my grandfather on his trap line by himself, gathering, food, fish, everything for his family, which is in a community, which was not in the short film. Mm-hmm. So I told him I want to do this story about him and his family in the community of Wapos Bay. And I pitched it as a series, and they said, well, we're just starting out as a new channel. We don't really have the funds to do a whole series of stop motion. Why don't we just do a 1 hour Christmas special? And that's what we did. We did Christmas at Wapos Bay. Mm-hmm. And it was at the time that computers were just getting started too. So there's not a lot of stop motion programs for that. So we shot on 16 millimeter film and did the 1 hour Christmas special, Christmas at Wapos Bay, which then aired on APTN, and it got accepted to the Sundance Film Festival in the States. So we got to go down there and watch the premiere of it, and it was good.
Yeah. Okay, so even having 22 episodes, there were a lot of guest stars on Wapos Bay. I'm going to talk about the ones I know well enough. They would have people who come in and be like, I'm Dr. So-and-so and so-and-so. And you're like, you're probably someone who was kind of a big deal in Canada in the early aughts. And how am I going to find a micro celebrity from the aughts? It's hard enough to find info on some of these people I'm going to talk about. So in the first season, in the first kind of half of the show, in the episode It's All Fair, they got Jordan Tutu, the first Inuit hockey player to play in the National Hockey League. And I'm just going to be honest, he's not the best voice actor. He did good, though. In the episode Time Management, David Seguski, that's the best I'm going to be able to say, David Seguski, who is a Canadian academic, science broadcaster, and environmental activist. And when I think of someone from BC, I just image it. Oh, yeah, you're from BC? flash of his face, you know? Because in his episode, though, there's a time machine. They go to the future. All the trees are gone in their area because they're cheap. It's like, oh, sign those, cut down all the trees. And Jacob Suguski is like, guys, we got to stop that. So they go back in time trying to stop their chief from signing a paper to make it so the trees don't go away. But at the same time, there's these two people who travel back in time trying to kill them. They hunt them down. They hop in this giant truck. They're driving away. It was a dream. Maybe it was a dream. Because we get another shot of a naked David Suguski right there. Wow. This is my dark crystal naked puppet that I want. You get that. This is my dark crystal. This is my dark crystal naked puppet that I want. Finally, they had Mike Holmes. Who is Mike Holmes? Mike Holmes was a property. He did property. He worked on houses, house improvement and stuff. And fun fact, I thought he worked on our house because he was there's a bald white man who worked in our house, and I remember him falling down the stairs. Our stairs. But it wasn't him. It was some random other bald white guy. But yeah, this episode kind of talks about native housing, because you know a lot of native housing isn't great. A lot of it was built in the 60s, and the houses aren't great. It's really upsetting when you look into it. Yeah, I'm also going to insert the clip of them talking about it because I just think it's important.
You and I have been here in Wapos Bay for the past couple of days.
Oh, he's good looking.
We were brought here by the touching letter of a young man who was at first concerned about his own home. But then T-Bear noticed something that everyone has been taken for granted: the living conditions of his community. Sure, we can use an old rag as a stopper for the sink, and sure, we can use a butter knife when the lock on the door stops working. And sure, we can level off our wall pictures when the house foundation shifts. But is that fixing the problem?
No!
Cool. Oh, man, it's Seamus O'Regan and Beverly Thompson.
It's a native film and media arts festival. It makes its debut this weekend in Toronto, and it marks the end of the popular Wapos Bay series. We're sad about that, and with more on the festival and the movie, though, and their critique of our voiceover work. Director Dennis Jackson and producer Melanie Jackson are here. And yet it's a really great celebration. It's going to close the festival, but at the same time, the end of Wapos Bay. You must be sad.
It's the finale, yes.
Because it's been, you've had some fun doing it. Like, it's a lot of work, I get it, but, you write and produce. It's been fun for you.
It's been a lot of fun. But yeah, it's gonna live on through ebooks and the website. We have racer games coming out, so yeah.
It's been shown all over the world.
Yes, it has.
People love it.
And the movie is doing quite well. It's traveling quite well as well.
What do you think is just that resonates with this?
It's the story. I think it's the story.
The humor.
Yeah, the humor.
Yeah.
Inside
it's
the
lighthearted.
story.
It's universal. It's not just specific to Aboriginal people. It's for everyone to, we like teasing ourselves, as they say, making fun of ourselves and just having a laugh.
How long does it take you to make one episode?
One episode, probably 15 days. Yeah. 10 animators working each day.
Wow.
10?
Each animator gets 10 seconds a day.
10 seconds?
10 seconds, yeah. On average, yeah.
That's unbelievable. Tell me about the genesis of the idea behind doing this in this way.
Stop motion is something that I've always loved seeing. Even in Star Wars with the AT-AT walkers.
Right.
I know.
There's Marcy. There's a special dedication, right?
Yes, this year we lost one of our key members in the cast, Mr. Gordon Tatusis, and it was a shock and a surprise to the cast and the crew, and we've dedicated the movie to Gordon in his memory, because he's been a long-time champion of our show, and yeah, just a long-time supporter, and we miss him so much.
Okay, let's talk about the movie. The movie is called Wapos Bay: The Long Goodbye, and it debuted. Thank you. 23rd of October 2011. This film was 72 minutes, and not the standard half-an-hour episode. Wow. Here's my review. But another thing I just want to keep, it came out in 2011. It's been more than 10 years. If a child was born in 2011, they are now developing into a teenager. This is also, I believe, the last thing that has, involved Wapos Bay Productions. I'm not saying they made another show, but I don't know if they went under Wapos Bay Productions. They might went under a different name. I don't know. I'm not looking into it. I don't want to get this video done, okay? Don't judge me. I might talk about more of their stuff maybe later. The plot of the story is Chief Big Sky he won the national chief. He's now a national chief. I don't know what that is. Sorry, I tried to look into it. It was hard to, find. I'm sure people, it was hard for me to discover. I'm sorry, I don't know. But yeah, basically, he asked Alfonso, that's Raven's and Talon's dad, to go to the big city with them. And, Raven and Talon didn't really take it that well, especially Raven. Raven wants to make her dad the chief of Wapos Bay. Also, Jacob got Chief Big Sky, I can't find the word. I wrote it down today, too. Chief Big Sky endorsed, there we go, Jacob to be the new chief of Wapos Bay, and because no one else is going to compete against him, Jacob thinks he got this in the bag. Little does he know, Raven has a plan. Raven's going to get the elders, and we're going to make sure he doesn't win, because he wants her dad to win, so they don't leave Wapos Bay. And Talon's doing side things. He's doing a bucket list. They jump out of a plane. They go in the water. Yeah. If you guys want to watch something, watch this movie. You want to get an idea, and then maybe you can watch the show. You want to commit to it. Really cute, okay? It's a cute movie. And again, it's like a small group of people, and they're really happy that they're able to make this shit. And you can tell, they put a lot of work into it. The skydiving thing is insane. When they're in the water and stuff, so cool. And it happened a few times when they go in the water. No, it's really good though. Okay, so that's the video of me talking about a show that no one really talks about or remembers. And I thought it's interesting. It's not lost media because it's available, but it's media we don't talk about. And that's cool. I'm trying to I think it's cool. You learn what happened, what led to this point of why it's no longer here. And this show didn't end badly. They did their work and they finished it and they made other things. And the thing that I love about people who make stuff in Canada, there's just a passion about it, and they all are passionate about what they're doing. They worked in their own studio. They were so excited to go there. And I'm sure they had bad days, but they were happy and excited to work on their own thing. This is a husband and wife who made a show together. That's so sweet. That's sweet. I'm very happy Dennis replied to my email. I think it really shows the kind of nice person he is. He should not have replied to someone messaging him on LinkedIn. The only reason I was able to do that is because of LinkedIn Premium, but he did. Apologies. Again, we made it to the end. Thank you so much. You guys can subscribe if you want. You don't have to. This is just something I wanted to get done. This video feels different from my other videos, namely because I interviewed the guy who made the show. And that's not the only reason. There's something else. I just can't put my mind on it. I want this video to be good. And I hope this video is good. If not, you can write a very mean paragraph about how the way I didn't cut myself quick enough. That's fine. You can absolutely do that. I'm just happy I made this video, because I just want other people to know about it. If you're Canadian and you want to watch this show, it's available. Link is down below to watch the whole thing. And I will find the Tubi link and link that down below so people who are outside of Canada can watch the movie. And yeah, I wish everyone the best. Have a good year. Anyways, bye.